Now you have three kids. One of them was diagnosed with ADHD. When was that?
He was diagnosed when he was 5 years old.
Okay. Now, is that the youngest child or the middle or oldest?
He is my youngest child.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So did you seek help like in your community first? Because there are state programs, that can help, with a diagnosis like that and get assistance.
We pretty much we're pretty proactive. Me and his dad were pretty proactive. We went to a few places. I think I followed the lead from the medical, like my insurance.
Okay, cool. So you had like a whole village around you to help you with the kids.
Say that again.
You had like a whole village, a whole community around you to help you with the three kids, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think that was kind of the reason why I was a little bit more cocky than most with just being a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel, the absence of a father, so.
No, it's good to have family around to help with kids.
Yeah,
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So when did you first hear of Dr. Umar?
Of Dr. Umar?
Mm-hmm.
My son brought him to, which I have a son that is the person that brings me a lot of new cutting edge stuff a lot, and he brought the phone to me and showed me him on the Breakfast Club, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, did you talk to your son about him, try to get to know Dr. Umar through your son?
Did I talk to my son about Dr. Umar?
Yeah.
No, he brought the video to me. He said, Mom, listen to him. And I think it was because my son, the whole household was pretty much aware, like with my son, what was going on. So he brought it in to me.
Yeah, but no, okay. But after he brought him to you, did you guys have a communication after that?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Like, did you and your son kind of talk it over, decide whether or not like you wanted to reach out to Dr. Umar then about your youngest son?
No, I actually didn't. That's a very good question. I didn't really. My son was more enthused with him, and I said, well, maybe he would be able to help me with my youngest son. So this was my middle son, or my oldest son, but my middle child, and I reached out to him then.
Okay, because I was asking because a lot of people know him to be, I guess, a scammer.
Donations. Gifts. More gifts.
So that's why I was trying to find out if you knew ahead of time. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't have any of that information, which is a big reason why I've been pollinating the internet, going to different places, because I wanted as many people as possible to hear what happened with me, because most of his bad things were pushed to like the rear, and a lot of his good things were pushed to the front.
Yeah.
So when I Googled him, I got a lot of some of the generic things about him, like he was a scholar, a school's psychologist.
Yeah.
None of the bad things.
Okay.
So what was your first impression of him then? I mean, in person?
I thought he was a little quirky, but I was used to that from dealing with certain people in different spaces. just like a lot of my friends are in different fields, and they tend to be the top of their field. So I didn't think anything of it, especially with him having so many degrees. I figured he was an intellect, he's a scholar.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, a lot of scholars are kind of they're a little different. They're creative in their own way, and so
a little eccentric. Nothing wrong with that.
Right,
No.
right. I grew up.
I enjoy it. I'm a little bit like that myself.
Right. Yeah, I grew up. My stepmom is a professor, so I've been around academics a lot of my life, and yeah, they can be a little quirky. You're right. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right, nothing wrong.
Okay,
Nothing wrong.
so how long did you wait from the first time your son showed you Dr. Umar until you reach out to him?
Immediately.
Okay.
I was so eager for, especially with him being a black man, I was so eager to touch base with him. I sent him a text message as soon as he sent the number. Or he said the number online or on the broadcast. I reached out immediately.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So did he actually help you?
I got a generic response. It was a little underwhelming. And I figured that maybe I wasn't as forthcoming as I should. So I gave him a little bit more information the second text message that I sent him.
Okay.
And that was probably about, I have to look at it to be exact, but it was a little bit of a time afterward, not too far because he was still fresh on the brain when I was looking for someone. This was actually before we found who we settled on to work with my son. I reached out to him and asked him, I told him like a little bit more. I was a little bit more transparent with what was going on with my son, and he had the same response.
So he always talks about helping black boys. He always talks about helping black boys.
Yes.
Did you feel disappointed because he couldn't help your son?
Well, that didn't come until a little bit later.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to really experience that. Like with the text messages, I just attributed that to him being busy.
Okay.
And I left, kind of left it at that. Even with the second one, where I was a little bit more inclusive, and then, or not inclusive, but I gave him more information. But after that, I reached back out to, he reached back to me and he asked me to do an event, and that took me on like another lane. It just took me somewhere else. I wasn't even thinking about it anymore. And then we had already touched base with a doctor that is pretty renowned.
Okay.
And we decided that that's where he needed to be.
Okay.
So you initially reached out to him to get help for your son, but so why did you continue to talk to him then when you realized he wasn't going to help?
At that time, he had asked me to do an event.
Okay.
And I was shelving a project that I was working on. I had been working on the project for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're one of those people that work on projects, you're always looking for your next one, So the event was kind of something to take up some space. And so I decided to do it.
Cool. So I'll read the comment. Some people think you message Dr. Umar for your son as well as your personal needs. Is that true?
No. I wasn't looking, to be quite honest, I'll be a little transparent, and I think I've said this in another interview. When I met him, I was on a 4-year was sustaining from having, intercourse for, I think it was about 4 years.
Okay.
And with my age, I was like, I better come off the porch. I better come, come off the porch and start dating again. And, this is what I'm going to do. It's never been, I'm always been a long-term dater. I've never been like, jump here, jump there. The last person that I was in something serious with was his father. I had seen a guy, he was a pediatrician, but we didn't really hit it off. So after that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit down for a little while, kind of focus on some of my goals.
Yeah.
And so when I met him, I wasn't really even thinking about him like that.
Okay.
Don't worry, 4 years is nothing. I went 11, so yeah, no.
Hey, it's not as bad as what people think. I enjoy myself.
You just got to put it out of your mind for a minute, but then when it comes back in, then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I've been missing out on some stuff.
Okay, no, stop.
It went by quick.
Listen, 4 years is way too long. No. I'm a guy,
When
okay?
you got things to do, I'm a very busy person. I feel my schedule is.
But I got needs, okay? I got needs. I can accomplish those things and fulfill my needs at the same time. Come on now. Whoa. I thought women were multitasker.
Oh, we are.
Okay.
We are. Yeah, we are. But if you put it out of your mind, then you can get through.
I
You can get through.
I think women do a little bit better with that than men, maybe.
I think so. Yeah. But I'm telling
As
you.
get older.
Yeah.
Once you start getting older as a woman, it starts, I think your body goes through a change.
Wait,
I will tell you. I will say this: as I've gotten older, though, it's become a lot harder to stay away from.
Yeah,
so.
I was always told.
Agreed.
The older you guys get, like in your late 30s and 40s, the
Yes.
kinkier you get.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're crazy.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Okay.
You my love, my life. You need, feel the vibe of this reggae. You my love, my life. This intense beat, the soul thanks you.